by the evolution of smart cities and with the growing population, data is also increasing tremendously in the data centers. And uh, data is second most important asset of any organization. So yeah, human no doubt is the most important. So IT is an important tool to facilitate large populations to interact with government infrastructure. And any security breach in IT can lead to big disasters.
You have 15 minutes. Sorry, I
Yeah.
wanted to tell you.
Therefore, IT laws and security tools are becoming very important. Need of strong authentication and confidentiality of data are giving rise to projects like UIDs. So, strong authentication is very important for providing non-repudiation in any kind of transaction. Non-repudiation is that if I am doing something, I cannot deny later on. Confidentiality is that no bad person or or a person with wrong intention should uh, can see and can misuse the data. Integrity and availability of data should also be ensured. So because large amount of data is getting generated and data is basically a very important resource. There are again requirements of data protection and retention. We require data for certain audits for some years because of certain legal requirements. And then security to us in terms of IT was just having antiviruses or some kind of encryption on the links, which is basically getting older and are older techniques now. And then electronic commerce is becoming very popular. We have recently seen that Ministry of Company Affairs has started a project MCA 21, and it was implemented very successfully. So basically, it is implementing the mandatory filing. That mandatory filing must be done electronically via the portal. Company directors must digitally sign documents to be submitted, and MCA employees are authenticated using digital signatures. Digital signatures and PKI as a technology has been induced in our legal system, so it has become an important tool to provide integrity and non-repudiation in the complete system. Some other success stories are that depositories, central depositories, are holding securities in Demat account these days because of the technology, because of the security provided by this technology. The organizations like Indian Railways, Air India has developed e-procurement portals. Vendor can register, obtain tenders, and submit tender responses online nowadays using again digital certificates. And they are required to use digitally sign the transaction so that non-repudiation is ensured. The other important initiatives are the electronic filing of income tax returns, for filing for the VAT returns, citizen service portals, the electronic passport initiative, and again the e-procurement projects which has been initiated by many state governments. It is already in place in many of the southern Indian states, and is also there in states of Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. The challenges which has been faced in implementation of such kind of projects are basically the management of authentication solution. Since PKI has been given the legal status for user authentication, it brings lot of key management and security of those keys. So basically the components involved are user, to whom digital identities should be issued, then organizational policies, what access rights are given to what users, what security measures should be there, security devices which will facilitate that kind of security in the complete IT infrastructure, and applications like e-procurement or document filing applications. So to facilitate this kind of security, to make key management more easier for normal users, for general population like you and me. There are technologies available which ensures that even by any wrong intention, nobody can steal the credentials generated for some other person. So the keys, and there are proper mechanism where the keys and the digital credentials can be secured. These are various form factors. These are basically creating the keys very securely and then making use of these keys very easier for normal users by providing mobility and security. So these tools are again providing security in terms of endpoint, which can be any PC or laptops which we carry in our daily life, in securing email communication, in providing digital signing. And the main advantages are these are integrated with the existing solutions in our life, provides security and mobility to normal users, proven, tested and certified by some international bodies, very secure, and do the key management in a very secure way. So, and these can be managed by single robust centralized management systems. So it makes life very easy for normal users to perform that kind of public infrastructure activities. And again, the second most important thing is confidentiality of data. So we have been traditionally applying we were tightening the boundaries of our organizations where we were protecting it from the people sitting outside. Nowadays, we have seen that some 70 to 80% of the security breaches are done by internal people. So again, that is a big threat to our environment in which we are preserving the data. So again, there are tools and there are recommendations that it should be secured in its complete life cycle from the very point it generates. So there are physical boundaries, there are physical checks, then there are certain technology which is providing security to networks, and over and above that, it should be encrypted for the confidentiality part, so that even the internal people can access for what they are authorized. And the key drivers are regulatory mandates by governments, industry consolidation, internationalization, distribution. Our resources are very much distributed these days, competitive pressure and cybercrime, and the industries which are benefiting from it is or are affected from it is finance and banking, telecommunication, healthcare and pharma, of course the government. And response is that we are able to protect the sensitive information, we are able to control the identity management, we can ensure the continuity of operations, security control documentation, and we can leverage our existing infrastructure. Sorry. So basically there are tools available which can do this kind of which can provide this kind of technology, which can make life easier for normal enterprises and governments, and can do the cryptography, the confidentiality and authentication part effectively. And the core benefits these technology which has been induced in our legal system brings is basically in terms of security, performance. So we can execute the project in the time frame which has been designed at the designing of the application itself. Then it brings lot of flexibility, manageability and availability. So the manageability becomes easy for the people who are responsible for executing the projects, and the data is available to the right users. So a little bit about my organization, because we have been providing such solutions in this region since last 7 years, and globally we have been providing solutions since last 27 years. Most of the security modules in the projects like MC21 has been given by SafeNet. Those are basically crypto modules, USB tokens, where the credentials are generated in terms of key pairs, certificates are restored, and people are using it for the security and mobility purpose. So we basically are into a lot of research and development and has the largest pool of encryption engineers. And we are protecting the most classified information in the world, the deployment of government communication security. We are very much into banking and finance, where we are protecting more than 80% of the all banking transactions, most of the digital identities, as I told you in the case of MC21 in India, and most high-value softwares. So the intellectual property by providing rights management system in terms of software and hardware licensing. So that's it. Thank you very much for